So here we are, continuation of our sword board renovation thing. We got our face on, glue's dry, and it's time to start cutting the grooves where the swords go to make a match with the boards here. And also just kind of straighten it out. It was a little off, but I've been using this to kind of go through and just make sure that everything is lining up again. So this way we can start cutting. The other thing I wanted to do was mark how deep this side is versus how deep this side is. The back side here is deeper than the side here, only because of the way the blades are curved. So when they sit in the board, the edge itself will sit level, even though the blade kind of has like a swoop to it. The way they're set in here, the handle side sits higher in the board than the blade side because the blade's a lot thicker too. So we're gonna go ahead and get this adjusted now that I got everything marked with pretty much where these slits are going on this side. Now we don't want to go all the way across, but they all do line up now, thanks to that little toy. Oh yeah. And then we want to adjust our blade and our saw before I plug it in, just to kind of make sure that I pull this up here. And then we set it on there with our blade touching this way. And I got to measure on the back side here because this is where we're taking the measurement from. And then we adjust our blade. There we go. So you guys see it from this side. This is how deep this cut needs to be. So when I'm coming through it this way, they're all going to be the same depth and all uniform, nicey nice, by adjusting this platform here on the saw to raise it up and down. So I don't know. You figure out your tools and how to use them. That's just my method. That's just what I'm doing. And then we plug it in. Okay. Alright, so here it goes. I'm hoping that if I'm cutting this way, it's not going to splinter out here. It's the way the blade spins. If I'm cutting this way, this would chip apart. So keep that in mind. The other thing is, if I do end up having to cut this way, I'm hoping to be able to cut this way. But if I end up cutting this way, then I'm going to take some painter's tape and just go along this just to make sure that like it'll hold the chips from the wood from the finish on this side, and like, you know, because it's aluminum plywood, it's all pressed board. It's like, anyway, that's just a little tip. If for any reason it starts splintering on one, I can always put tape on that so it doesn't fray if I'm cutting that way. So here it goes. Fuck my shit. And of course, there's no real way to tell if this is lined up or not because this thing's so big and that's so small. So I'm thinking I may end up really having to get in here like this. I'm gonna make sure that I can see when I'm done with this shit. Oh. There it goes. Pretty good. The blade's almost wide enough, so I'm going to use this to widen it. Actually, before I do that, let me get one of the swords and we're going to do a quick test. So here's one of the machetes that I use on the board. It's got a straight side, a very sharp side. We got to be careful with these. So it doesn't quite fit into that side there. I mean, that needs to be a little wider for that to really get in nice, so we got to widen that. And so I'm going to use this to do that. Get this out of the way. I seem to clean that up very nice. A nice square slot right there. And that sits in there a lot better. Hell yeah. It's got a little give to it as well, but hey, fuck it. It's a little more dangerous, I think. We're going to go ahead and start cutting the rest of these. I'm going to go down this side first, then we'll adjust the blade and go down the middle, and then adjust the blade and go down that side. Fuck my shit. There we go. I'm going to have to clean some of these up once I'm done cutting this side, just so I can have a better straight shot. Now we're going to go through and we're going to adjust the saw for the depth of this. this side and check it. Make sure it lines up with our depth here. Wow, it's not that. There we go. All right, now ready to cut this side. Alright, blade check. We know those first two are good. Oh, we're backwards. Cool. It's a little tight there. So a couple of these just need to be cleaned up a little bit. Alright, so all of our cutting is done. And we're going to do some sanding now. Alright. And we're just going to smooth this up. It's okay if we scrape away some of the blues on the original fixture here. It's okay. Okay. Good. Oh yeah, another one there. Looking good. Hell yeah. Everything is perfect. Alright, so go ahead and put this away, get it cleaned up, and start getting ready to paint it. Alright, so our cleanup is done, and now it's time to get set up for painting. Yes, it's time for the ooey gooey. Ugh. Anyway, get this out of here, and we'll get set up for painting. Yes, gloves. Ugh. Here we go, another painting episode. You know how I just get skeeved by paint so much, and I hate it so much. But it's necessary, even though it's so freaking evil. Ugh. Oh, shit. So again, I like to do this just to keep it up off the cardboard paper, whatever, while I paint it. And this way, I like to make sure I don't get anything on the bench either, so that I don't have whatever color paint is on it rub off onto other projects that I'm doing and have to deal with it, especially if there's finished stuff up here. And honestly, none of these props are real light, so they do kind of, it's a little hard. I'm just going to do one side at a time, and then I'm probably also going to give this another coat. The other reason why I cut those grooves a little wider than usual is also, well, yeah, there was a part to allow for swelling if it gets humid or hot and all that, and the wood will expand and contract. But also because the paint's going to add a little bit of tightness to it, so that's pretty much the why those grooves should be a little wider than the swords themselves, just because, you know, it's just going to happen that way. Okay, and I'm hoping I have enough in here, which doesn't seem like I do. Nope. Doesn't even shake. Well, there was only a really tiny bit anyway in here. Fuck, that sucks. But that's okay. I have some touch-up blue that I got. It's a little glossier, but that's cool. It's pretty close. I did some touch-ups on this last year. So I'm going to go ahead and I guess just spray this on. I'm just going to do what I can on the exposed stuff to start. and then I'll go back and do another coat on the rest of it if I have to. At least I know that this is going to be a lot easier, but also it's glossy, dries a lot faster than the other stuff, interior, exterior, whatever, premium, whatever. Of course, my favorite hardware store, Ace. Love you guys. Thank you very much for all your support and everything else. So, yeah, here goes. Cool. All right. Fuck. We're struggling, but we're gonna get it. I think we had just enough. Come on. Yes, there we go. Come on. Oh, man. We didn't quite make it. All right. But at least we got that part done. I know I don't have any more of this blue anywhere, so I don't think. Let me check the bag. Nope, we only have a lot of red. So, we got clear coat over there, but that's not going to help us here. Just really trying to hope that I can get the last of this done. Nope. Well, that's the end of it. So, we're going to have to go to the store and get some more of this. But at least the audience side is done. And, yeah, so that's where it is for now. We're going to let this dry, and I'll finish it off. But, yeah. And then we'll get the swords on here. We'll get all 8 of them. How many am I up to? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8 swords. And then take it from there. Okay, shit. So, guys, this is going to be awesome. I'm very excited about some of the new updates and changes to the show. And all the new stuff, too. So, thanks, guys, for following along and supporting everything. So, yeah. Love you guys.